All right. Well, good morning, everyone. Hello, everybody. I'm Corey Romero. I wanted to thank you this morning for joining the call. This will be a 1-hour call, 45 minutes for overview, and 15 minutes for Q&A at the end. Feel free to, at the end, if you want to ask any questions, please press *6 to unmute your line. During the presentation, you can ask questions in chat, and I will also note them down for the 15-minute Q&A session towards the end and pass that on to the presenter. I wanted to take a minute to introduce Steve Jin. Steve is the founder and CEO of DoubleCloud Incorporated, the cloud search and automation company. And with Steve, I also wanted to introduce Angelo Bustos. He's a solutions consultant for TOYO. Okay, Angelo, let's go ahead and get started.
Thanks, Corey. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Okay, great. All right. Well, good morning or afternoon, depending on your location. Thanks for joining us. So, as Corey said, my name is Angelo Bustos of TOYO. And also, of course, joining me is Steve Jin, as Corey said, founder of DoubleCloud. Just a short bio on Steve. So Steve Jin is a VMware veteran, very well known in your community, being a fellow vExpert. He's the author of VMware VI and vSphere SDK. Steve created the de facto open source standard vSphere Java API while actually working at with VMware engineering. And you may have caught Steve on his blog, providing insight on cloud computing, virtualization, software architecture, and related development. For myself, I've been in primarily in the network industry for the past 20, 25 years, serving in various technical roles, including product management, sales engineering, sales management. And where does TOYO come in? Well, TOYO is actually DoubleCloud's partner in the U.S. and also worldwide locations. All right, so our goal today is to review the challenges you probably face in your career at one point or another as it relates to virtualization, especially when you manage infrastructure growth from a simple environment, maybe just a few hosts in a single cloud type, maybe even growing to a national or global presence consisting of hundreds of hosts, thousands of virtual machines, multiple data centers, and cloud types. So keeping those challenges in mind, we'll go over a new approach in overcoming those challenges. But the whole idea behind this approach originated from Steve's direct experience working with large-scale customers and virtual infrastructure management challenges they face daily. Of course, from those challenges, an idea was formed. That idea led to a dream leading to Steve founding DoubleCloud, and the rest is history. You're in the virtualization business today because obviously it's grown and you went along for the ride basically everywhere. So according to Gartner, the worldwide server virtualization market is reaching its peak. An indicator of that is the license revenue, its peak. Data centers are reporting a high of 90% virtualization rate, with an average of 75%. So basically, everything's almost virtualized. So what's next for the industry? How can you make something better? And one of those trends is management efficiency, basically ensuring what you have is running optimally. I won't belabor this slide, but you should be familiar with it. The virtualization cycle. There's 4 phases, typically 4 phases: deployment, configuration, manage, and performance monitoring. Very straightforward. You've gone through it. Very easy or straightforward to apply when the scale is small. But what if we increase that scale? If you're fortunate enough and your deployment grows over time, meaning hundreds of hosts, maybe multiple hypervisors, accompanying data centers, multiple locations, going worldwide. Just imagine the scale of the infrastructure or virtual infrastructure management that accompanies it. For example, your inventory management becomes a nightmare. Maybe it was okay to use a simple inventory spreadsheet before, but how do you keep it current now when there are maybe daily changes, deployments, and so on? So you start losing visibility across your entire virtual infrastructure due to its growth and also disparate solutions. Maybe you acquired another organization. Their virtual solution doesn't quite match yours, including the tools that they brought in. So how do you develop that visibility for the combined environment? Day-to-day maintenance tasks, deployments, reconfiguration, upgrades. Maybe some of them are still done manually. Maybe due to some operational or tool limitations. So those daily operations can actually be very time-consuming because you do them once, they have to be repeated so many times. And also, alerts or number of events become overwhelming. For example, when outages occur, right? You've probably seen it. Just imagine the resulting levels of events coming in. So with that in mind, let me describe to you the approach that Steven has taken. So to overcome those challenges, we'll present a solution that's holistic in nature. By definition, holistic means relating to or concerned with wholes or with complete systems rather than with analysis of, treatment of, or dissection into parts. And I included this little graphic here just to symbolize. I'm going to get philosophical on you a little bit, just for a few seconds. But it symbolizes disparate solutions. They can be, and those solutions, they can be different hypervisors, different cloud types, and so on. But the whole idea is to develop a solution that can view all of those, provide visibility, giving you methods of solutions for those disparate solutions as a whole. Okay, so our proposal involves the ability to look at your environment in its entirety, providing full search and query capabilities across your entire virtual infrastructure, irregardless of cloud types or size, where you can find anything anywhere. And the solution should also be easy and lightweight. So it should also be able to overcome those boundaries between disparate systems. Okay. So how does that translate into the world you know now? Okay. With this solution, you're going to be able to view and control your inventory in events using comprehensive consolidated views. So just imagine how that translates into the enormous benefits in terms of what's important to you. Think in terms of day-to-day tasks. So if you improve how you accomplish those simple tasks on a daily basis, savings will follow automatically in terms of time, troubleshooting efficiency, teamwork, and so on. So to give you a better idea of how this approach can help you, we'll make use of a few case studies or use cases. Now, you should be able, as I list them down, you should be able to relate to some or all of these. First case is inventory management. Maybe creating a summary of all of your inventory, not just a single vCenter, but across all your vCenters. Maybe different cloud types. Searching for objects, looking for specific virtual machines at a specific data center, specific compute, storage, or events. identifying bottlenecks, right, to make sure that you're optimized, or even planning for the future. You need to allocate additional resources, or maybe you don't have to allocate. You find out you don't have to allocate additional resources because you have too many idle resources. And then just common, simple tasks that take time, but running those, if you could automate those, somehow automate those and running them in mass, okay? And then managing alarms and events. But all of these, quite a number of them, you can probably think of more, but what do these all have in common? They take up your valuable time. I'm going to use the Pac-Man, analogy. They take up your time, and then they'll just gobble it up, basically. Okay. Now let's take a look at that first one, inventory management, inventory challenges. Okay. Now you probably run into those easier said than done tasks. Just simple inventory tasks turn out to be not so simple. Like creating an updated inventory of your infrastructure. Should be easy, but what if your virtual infrastructure is comprised of now multiple vCenters, multiple data centers, or maybe a worldwide deployment, hundreds of VMs, data stores, compute memory resources. What about just finding idle resources across all your vCenters? You need a summary of all idle resources, listing them down and ranking their usage statistics. Or maybe it's renewal time, right? What's your license count? Where are your licenses being used? Are they being used? Or are you just going to go by the last month's static spreadsheet for your license count? Just go ahead and pay that, right? So let's dig a little bit deeper. I'll show you examples of this solution. Let's start again, pick up with that, getting an updated inventory. Even say we need it in real time. Say you want specific VMs across multiple vCenters, right? Not just any VMs, but maybe a specific string in their names, right? And then share that report. Being able to send that automatically, in an email format, that is. Okay. I actually have a short video snippets, but we'll go over so you have an idea of the solution. Now here's the solutions workspace. We're looking at vSearch or our inventory. There's, as you'll note on top there's a search field, asterisk. By default, you can search for anything, but I can actually build on that. I'll get my history too of previous queries, but I can build on that by just clicking on items that pop up on the screen, whether they're history or whether they're items on the screen. I can also modify that manually, create favorites, reuse those favorites, and so on, and then apply that query. There's this toolbar across the top of the results page. I'll go over that a little bit later, give you a better description of each of them. Okay, so that's being able to send that report out. Okay. Let's go on to the next one, finding idle resources. Okay. So day-to-day operations, it's really easy for you guys to basically provision resources for VMs. New application, they're asking for resources. Click, click, click. You got